All right, sitrep patch notes report 24.2, which is coming to test server today on PC. It'll go to live server next week for PC, which will be the 12th, I believe. July 11th or 12th for PC, and then July 20th for console. That's when this will go to live servers. Some pretty big changes for tactical gear in this patch, some quality of life changes, some revamping of the arcade mode, and more. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And I guess I should start off before we go over the actual patch notes. If you wanted to look at all the leaked skins and the new game mode coming to PUBG, we reviewed that in yesterday's YouTube video. Be sure to go check that out. All right, first up, map service rotation plan. If you don't know, PUBG's maps now rotate weekly. Every week you get a new section of maps to play. We're going to be on week 2. So we're going to have Erangel, Tago, Destin, Sanhok, and Paramo. Erangel, Tago, Destin, Sanhok, and Paramo for week 2. Then we got tactical gear changes. Now, I think by now everybody knows that the blue chip detector has been officially removed from the game. We don't know if that's a permanent change, but it is gone for now. So they didn't say if they're gonna like rebalance it and bring it back in. They said, hey, based on all the feedback we got from everybody, it's gone. So that's a good thing, right? Next up, EMT gear actually got a really positive buff. So what they've done with the EMT gear, to sum it up, is they have it back to where it can still be used on yourself for the benefit of reduced healing time, but not as good as it used to be. So this is what the timers are all about now. Med kits, when applied to yourself, instead of it taking 8 seconds to do a med kit, it's now 7 seconds. Instead of 6 seconds for a first aid, it's 5 seconds. Instead of 4 seconds for a bandage, it's 3 seconds. So 1 second off for each time when you use it on yourself. It doesn't seem like a heck of a lot, but I do think it might be just enough to make the EMT a useful item, because it's not just for teammates. You can use it for yourself too, to give you a little bit of an edge against your enemies. Now on the team part of it, when you're healing a teammate, the med kits are going to take 6 seconds instead of 8 seconds. First aids are going to take 4 seconds instead of the normal 6 seconds. And the revival speed for your teammates who are knocked go from 8 to 7 seconds. So, excuse me. So overall, a really good buff for the EMT gear. I think we'll all have to kind of play with it a bit to see if it's really going to be still a must pick up item. To me, this seems like it's a pretty medium tier tactical gear. Very good for team games, okay for duos, and okay for solos. Overall, it's a good change. The repair kit has gotten nerfed. The usage time has been reduced from 10 to 6. So instead of previously, you could repair a car 10 times, or more importantly, repair your helmet 10 times or repair your vest 10 times. The whole kit can only do 6 total repairs. So that can be any combination of a vehicle, helmet, and a vest repair. 6 times only per kit. That's a really good change, because that was very, very strong, being able to do 10 total repairs. Keep in mind, this still does not apply to the tires. Swapping the tires from vehicle to vehicle, you could do that as many times as you want. That does not utilize one of your repair sections. Yeah, the returning progressive. Oh no, nothing new about returning ones. Haven is gone forever from the rotation, but it's available in the custom games. Hen, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yes, tac gear on console is LB and Y is the default button combination. If you just go to your keybinds, you can change it to whatever you'd like to change it to, though. All right. What else? I guess one thing I'll just add before we leave the tactical gear section. In short, this is a good change for PUBG. This is a quick balance to tactical gear. They removed BCD, they buffed EMT, and they nerfed the repair kit. I still would like to see some changes made to the backpack, the tac sack, because being able to have 2 extra weapons in there, I think, is a little bit too strong. I would like to see a change where it's only 1 weapon or 2 items. I have seen other people recommend no weapons in there. It's only useful for items and gear. I don't know about that. And then the spotter scope. I think the spotter scope would be really nice if they added the thermal scope to the spotter scope and then took out the thermal scope out of the normal game. I think that'd be a nice balance and change personally. All right, moving on. The jammer pack has now been added to all maps. Previously, it was missing on Sandhawk and Paramo. Now it will be on Sandhawk and Paramo, which is interesting because the jammer backpack was really, really good to counter the blue chip detector. Now that the blue chip detector is no longer in the game, you don't actually need to pick up a jammer pack. Is it useful? Sure, but so is a level 3 backpack. So it'll be interesting to see if people still default to picking up a jammer pack or if they pass one up for a level 3. All right, arcade mode got a big revamp here. Big revamp. So to keep it short and sweet, arcade mode will now have multiple playable modes in there. They're going to have team deathmatch, intense battle royale, and previously serviced and future labs modes will be accessible through the arcade. For instance, the search and destroy mode that's upcoming, I think it's a 5v5 mode, that's going to be in the the arcade section. Like the fantasy royale that they did, the previous blue zone tag, all of those modes that were labs modes, a lot of them are going to be found in the arcade mode, where you can, whenever you'd like, go and launch one up and play it. A couple of changes to the arcade system is the reward system. So no longer will you earn BP in the reward system. It has its own separate reward system. And at first, I thought this was a very crummy idea, but then I took a look at what they did. They're going to give you arcade points. Excuse me. Arcade points for completing matches in the arcade mode. The only kicker is that the arcade points will reset every week. AP count will reset every Wednesday at 2 a.m. What you can claim with them, though, however, are going to be like contraband tickets for the Hideout Contraband Creative Code Sedum Crate, and maybe other potential rewards that they add in there later. So that's a really cool way that you can get free coupons to open up crates that otherwise you have to pay money for, all just by playing your favorite arcade modes. That's really cool. They're going to have medals that you can unlock in the arcade mode, and then they're going to have no, like I said, no XP, no BP, no career history, no replays, none of that kind of stuff. So all in all, really good updates to arcade mode. I hope it doesn't affect the queues that much, though, because obviously, as you know, PUBG already suffers from a player count, player base issue sometimes. So I'm hoping that this doesn't affect that too much. But I tried to load up the labs mode or the arcade mode on the test server. This is the only thing that shows up when you go to arcade. You go to arcade here, and you're greeted with this home screen. And so these are the points that you can spend for the contraband tickets. So every week you can get one free contraband crate, essentially, if you claim 1,500 tokens. And then the only game mode you can play right now is Team Deathmatch. But according to the notes, you're going to be able to eventually choose Team Deathmatch, Intense Battle Royale mode, and some other maybe modes that they add to that later, which I think is, like I said, really good. All right, back to the patch notes here. For Intense Battle Royale mode, they added some new map areas for Erangel, Miramar, Tego, Destin, Vikendi. Training mode actually has a really cool update. The records tab has been added for the aim and sound lab. The aim and sound lab is the lab inside of training mode. I've made a video on it previously. I'll link it up above here or down below in the description. This is where you can test out your aim and test out how quickly you can hear where shots are coming from bots. And now it records all kinds of stats, and it keeps up to the last 100 times you've attempted the training mode. So a really cool way to see if you're progressing on your aim training or your sound training. Very cool. Reputation system is seeing a pretty good change, I would say. Not that I really care about the reputation system personally. I know a lot of people do. So they're adding ways that you can compliment your teammates at the end of each match. So you can already obviously report a teammate if they do something bad, but maybe they do something good and they're a good communicationist, communication specialist. They're a quote unquote fearless leader, or they're a really good skill master. They get a lot of kills or whatever. You can give them these commendations at the end of the game, and that will boost their reputation system. Then they're going to add reputation system rewards. So if you get to level 3, you're going to get 10 artisan tokens, which is actually really good. And if you stay at level 3, you'll get 2 supply loot caches. Level 4 gives you more tokens. Level 5 gives you more tokens. So really cool way just to kind of encourage you to be a better teammate if you can in your team games, even if you don't have a microphone or communications. I think that's a really good change, and it's a good quality of life thing. In general, BP rewards that you obtain after a match have been boosted substantially. I don't know by how much, but it just says substantially. So we'll have to take a look and see what happens. Supply loot caches are now being increased. You're no longer going to get with BP from those, but you'll get a better chance of getting workshop materials and items, which is good. What else? The end game screen is going to be condensed and has some new data added. So when you end the game and you go to leave back to lobby, you'll have some new data to look at there. This is one I'm really looking forward to. The character page customization has been revamped specifically for the preset slots. For those of you who have been around for PUBG in a while, you know that preset slots used to be really janky. You have to get them with coupons, and that'd be the only way you could have multiple costumes equipped at the same time. That is no longer. Now, as long as you are a Battlegrounds Plus member, meaning that you paid for the access to ranked mode, which I think is like $10 or $15, you'll have access to 5 costume slots. So those costume slots, for those that don't know, we go to customize, are going to be right here. So preset slots 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm on test server, so it doesn't say that I have the Battlegrounds Plus, but on the normal server you will. And so what this means is you can have any combination of outfits, 5 different outfits. And the really fun part about that is anytime you're in a lobby before the plane launches, so when you have that countdown timer for the plane, at any time before then, you can swap to a new outfit in the middle of the lobby. So let's say you load up and it's a Vikendi match and you have a winter outfit that you have set up that you like for Vikendi. Well, you can now swap to that specific map outfit. Then the next game you load into a Miramar. You might have a desert camouflage outfit you like to wear. You can swap into that outfit without having to do any changes here. You have it all pre-made, preset. When that match loads, that map loads, boom, you swap into it. So that should have been there for a long time ago, but big W for actually making that quality of life change. And on top of that, if you have any of those coupons, those preset slot coupons saved up, you're going to be rewarded automatically. They're going to exchange those for BP for you. Okay, so really good stuff there. Nice quality of life changes from PUBG. What else? Oh, that was the character. Okay, got that. There's some bug fixes, and usually I don't look at these, but I'm actually going to talk about a couple of them. This is obviously not a bug fix. Workshop chests are now going to have these 2 new outfits. We covered them in yesterday's video. Go check that out if you haven't done so. This for sure is going to be one of my outfits. I haven't bought anything with my artisan tokens in the workshop yet. This is going to be the first thing I buy, hands down. I think it's super dope looking. Super dope. All right, here we go. Bug fixes. There's a couple specifically I wanted to point out. Okay, when you have the tactical pack, the tactical gear, the backpack, when you have that equipped, for some reason weapon attachments were not automatically going to stored weapons. They would like just go to your inventory or go to a free spot in your backpack. It was really weird. They are now going to automatically go to the weapon that they're supposed to be attached to. That's a very good fix. This is not so good of a fix, I think. Allowing players to neutralize explosive damage from grenades, C4, and sticky bombs by throwing melee weapons. If you don't know, Wacky Jackie pointed this out a couple weeks ago. The Beard guys pointed it out. I did it last week with Bob on stream, where I threw a C4 down and then I threw a butt pan down over the C4 to block the damage, but to scare away the enemies so that I could still revive Bob safely. They actually fixed that. They took that out. And I thought that was a really fun, I guess it was a bug or an exploit, but I thought that was one of those ones that kind of fell into the fun category. So it was unfortunate to me to see that they removed that. I wish they wouldn't have done that. What else? Oh, there's another one too about the drone. Hold on. Vehicle, no. Hold on, there's one on Karakin. Here we go. Fix an issue in Karakin where players were not receiving damage from the black zone, the big missile bombs, while in a drone view. So if you were in your drone and a missile hit your building, your character wouldn't take any damage. They fixed that. I guess it's a good thing. All right, what else? I think that was, I mean, there's some other good stuff, but nothing really crazy or game changing. That's it for the patch notes review. Let me know what you guys all think, of course, in the comments down below. And if you have any questions about the patch notes, let me know and I'll get to answering them.